I think we actually might have just seen the worst call in the entire history of sport. And like, this is a shock that it is actually not DiJonai Carrington committing a flagrant foul. DiJonai Carrington got flagrantly fouled.
DiJonai Carrington is quickly becoming one of the most disliked figures in the entire WNBA, and after what went down in that Dallas Wings versus Golden State Valkyries game, her reputation just took another nosedive. After weeks of stirring up controversy, Carrington finally got a brutal taste of her own medicine, and the timing couldn't have been more poetic. This might be the most satisfying twist of the entire 2025 season. If you believe in instant karma, drop a comment below. Fire Dane. Let's go.
DiJonai, DiJonai, you're always in a dirty play. DiJonai, DiJonai, once again, here we are today. Oh, DiJonai, DiJonai.
All season long, WNBA officiating has been questionable at best, but DiJonai Carrington always seemed to have a golden ticket, avoiding the kind of brutal calls that players like Caitlin Clark were getting hit with week after week. But that all changed against Golden State, when for the first time, the ref's infamous incompetence finally turned her way. And just like that, the tables flipped fast.
So the ball gets swung, Janelle Salon shoots the ball. It's coming out, it's coming out, it's coming out. So, DiJonai Carrington is just shielding the ball out of bounds. She's just shielding the ball out of bounds, as you do. And Tiffany Hayes tackles her to the ground. Tackles her to the ground.
With less than 2 minutes left and Dallas trailing by 3, Janelle Saloon fired a deep shot that clanked off the rim, sparking a mad scramble for the rebound. Carrington sprinted toward the loose ball but made the smart call, letting it roll out of bounds to secure possession. It was a veteran move, calm and composed in the chaos. Then all hell broke loose. Out of nowhere, Tiffany Hayes came charging down the court like a runaway freight train, slamming into Carrington from behind. Both players hit the floor hard. It looked like the easiest foul call of the night. Reckless, out-of-control contact, clear as day.
She does not look nor play like she's 35. Okay, she be bringing it to them girls each and every night. She got that, acting like that face harness, okay, like to protect her face, her eyes, her nose, whatever that is. She be look like a dominatrix to me. I'd be like, bro, who is that? She looks like it's giving Scarecrow or like a Black Raven vibe, okay, like a hawk. And she looks like a bird of prey, okay? And that's how she plays. She plays like a bird of prey, while the other girls in the court are just worms to her, okay? They are bird food because she be cooking and eating everybody.
And yet somehow, the officials blew the whistle on Carrington. Yes, you heard that right. The player who had literally stopped moving, giving space, got blamed for the collision. The reaction was instant and universal disbelief. Even fans who can't stand Carrington were left speechless, wondering what kind of twilight zone the referees had just entered. It was the kind of call that makes you question reality, the rule book, and maybe even the laws of physics.
And was able to draw a foul. I'm like, what is this? I mean, she almost deleted freaking DiJonai. I thought, like, I was really gravely concerned for DiJonai Carrington's life and health. I'm like, did y'all not just see Tiffany Hayes just throw her body up against her and slam her to the ground? This is crazy. Literally slammed her. DiJonai Carrington got pushed into a freaking old white man's lap because of Tiffany Hayes jumping on her like she ain't got no sense.
Now here's where the script completely flips and karma makes its grand entrance. Normally, when a call this terrible happens, fans unite in outrage. They flood social media, demand accountability, and defend the wronged player. But this time, this wasn't just any player. This was DiJonai Carrington, and the reaction wasn't sympathy, it was celebration. The internet lit up with applause, memes, and ruthless commentary. No one was rushing to defend her. Instead, fans reveled in the irony, flooding timelines with one unified message. She finally got what she deserved.
Tyler's going down for a fast break layup. DiJonai winds up and smacks her across the head, and Skylar is on the ground having a hard time getting up. But this was something where people are saying, okay, DiJonai, this is happening a little bit too much for my liking. These hard fouls, these reckless plays are happening a little bit too much. And I want to show you guys one more play that was also in that game that actually injured Gabby Williams. Now, if you watch here, Gabby Williams is going up for a little mid-range jumper. DiJonai jumps to try to block her, and she comes down to where Gabby Williams doesn't have enough landing space. So she lands in her landing space, and then Gabby Williams rolls her ankle.
The comment section wasn't filled with sympathy. It was a full-on celebration. Fans who'd watched Carrington jab Caitlin Clark in the eye, rack up dirty fouls, and act like the league's biggest instigator were finally seeing her get a taste of her own medicine. Posts flooded in with comments like, "Finally, that's karma catching up with her," and "Now she knows what Caitlin's been dealing with all season." It was one of those rare moments in sports when justice didn't just happen, it slammed down like a dunk, right on top of her reputation.
That call on DiJonai when Tiffany literally flew over her, wild. And then if you saw Paige's face when it was like, I think like 55 seconds left on the clock or something like that, and the coach was like giving them the next play, bruh.
The reaction was so one-sided it became its own story. Even though Carrington was clearly the victim of a terrible call, nobody cared. The public had already made up their minds. That's what happens when you build your brand on cheap shots and bad sportsmanship. When something unfair happens to you, no one rushes to your defense. Her reputation had come full circle, and now she was finally reaping what she'd sown.
So once again, DiJonai Ratchet as Carrington is back at it again, being the dirty player that she is, man. So now we're pulling players to the floor by their hair. But what did we tweet earlier this week, everybody? Y'all fans swear I'm such a dirty player. I'm so over this narrative. But I just play hard as and I just make a play on the ball, and I'm tired of people calling me a dirty player.
Honestly, calling it one of the worst foul calls of the year might still be too kind. Carrington did everything right. She pulled out of the scramble, stayed planted, and made no contact. Hayes came charging in like a bulldozer, crashed straight into her, and somehow the whistle went against Carrington. The call was so ridiculous that even Valkyrie's fans, the ones who benefited, looked embarrassed. Dallas fans were furious, and for good reason. That single call stole a crucial possession in a tight game. The Valkyries capitalized and pulled away to win by 10, but the final score didn't matter. The real story was that absurd call that defied all logic.
It is Dallas ball. But do you know what another referee called? Do you know what another referee called? So one says it's Dallas ball. Another referee, as you can see right here, Salon miss, Valkyrie's rebound. Apparently Tiffany Hayes got the rebound, and DiJonai fouled Tiffany Hayes. Apparently Tiffany Hayes got the rebound and got fouled by jumping on DiJonai Carrington.
What made it all so perfectly ironic was that this was the same DJ Carrington who'd spent the entire season dodging accountability. The same player who poked Caitlin Clark in the eye on national TV and somehow escaped without even a technical. The same player whose flagrant fouls kept getting downgraded, who sparked altercations that needed referees to step in, yet always walked away untouched. But this time, karma finally caught up. After months of dishing it out, she finally had to take some back, and on one of the most pivotal plays of the night.
As everyone else is seeing this angle, I'm calling her in, and I'm saying to her, I need answers.
And the context made it even sweeter. This wasn't some meaningless mid-season matchup. Dallas was clinging to its playoff hopes, desperate for every win. That awful call, where Carrington got whistled for literally standing still, flipped the momentum and helped Golden State close out the game. It wasn't just karma, it was karma with consequences. Her team paid the price for her reputation, and there was nothing she could do to stop it. That's the beauty of poetic justice. Carrington spent months acting untouchable, throwing elbows, taunting opponents, and taking cheap shots while strutting like she owned the league. But this time, the script flipped. The refs didn't just stop protecting her. They turned on her. And for once, the same broken officiating that's punished players like Caitlin Clark all season finally came for one of the dirtiest players in the WNBA.
Is this? Look! Pulling players to the floor by their hair is not making plays on the ball. This is not basketball. WNBA. When is she gonna get fined, suspended, or kicked out of the league for this reckless behavior? This is the fourth incident. The Lynx incident, taking out Ariel Atkins, taking out Skylar Diggins, and now the LA Sparks. When is it gonna stop, man? When is accountability gonna be taken for her being the dirty player and ratchet that she is?
Normally, when a player gets burned by a bad whistle, there's at least a moment of collective empathy. Fans vent on social media. Analysts rewind the footage and point out how terrible the call was. The player becomes a symbol of how officiating is hurting the league. But in DiJonai Carrington's case, nothing. Actually, worse than nothing. The overwhelming reaction was, that's what she gets. That silence, that total lack of sympathy, speaks volumes. It's the consequence of months spent burning bridges and leaning into the villain role. When people are happy to see you get the short end of the stick, you've officially crossed into full-blown antagonist territory. And the bigger issue? It shows how deep the frustration with WNBA officiating has run. Fans aren't just tired of bad calls, they're tired of a league that seems to pick and choose when accountability applies. Carrington's karma moment wasn't just about her. It was a mirror reflecting a larger problem the WNBA can't keep ignoring.
And she ends up getting Shepard in the face, the nose. I don't know which takes precedent. Oh, see, it's the hit the ball and then it's the pull back. They're showing it on the Jumbotron at a different angle that sort of looked like, watch after Carrington goes for the block, watch her pull back right here. And that's the part that I don't know if you separate that. Do you separate that?
See, the truth is that fans should be upset about a blown call, no matter who it happens to. If the league wants to be taken seriously, it has to operate under the belief that justice matters, even when the person getting wronged is someone you don't like. But Carrington's case proves we're not there yet. Instead of demanding better officiating, fans were satisfied watching karma finally show up. That says something deeper is broken. Carrington became a vessel for years of pent-up frustration, not just for her on-court behavior, but for the league's refusal to hold her accountable. Her style of play, often reckless and borderline dangerous, made her the perfect face for what fans see as a larger cultural problem in the WNBA, the lack of real consequences. And when the league allows that reputation to fester, it shouldn't be surprising when people celebrate a bad call instead of protesting it. That's not healthy for any sport.
Doesn't matter how many times DiJonai Carrington wants to get on her social media and want to claim that she's the victim and that she's not a dirty player. The league has rescinded fouls. Yeah, the league's rescinding flagrant fouls on you because it's run by a bunch of cowards. They're flagrant fouls. They're dirty plays. They're trashy plays. Someone's going to get very physically injured. At this point, DiJonai Carrington, forget about it. You won't beat these allegations.
From a pure basketball perspective, this moment raised serious red flags. If a playoff race can be swayed by a call that bad in a game that close, how can fans trust the results? When wins and losses are decided not by skill or strategy, but by officiating errors, the league's legitimacy takes a major hit. That one play, dismissed because fans didn't like the player involved, was more than a viral reaction. It was a warning sign that something deeper is wrong. For DiJonai Carrington, this wasn't just a blow to her image, it was a turning point. She's a talented, hardworking player who earned Most Improved for a reason. Her defense can be elite, and her offensive game has grown a lot. But all that progress is now buried under the noise surrounding her behavior and reputation. When even your own fans can't defend you after an obvious bad call, it's clear something has to change. Carrington's path forward begins with a reality check, because right now, her name is hurting her more than helping her.
Like, that might be, like, that is the worst call I've ever seen in basketball. That is actually the worst call I've ever seen in basketball. She just jumped through her. Like, she knew. Like, it is what it is. People will shield or get in the way of the ball and stand there. She just jumped over the back. Worst case scenario, it's an over the back foul. Worst case scenario, it's an over the back. Like, it is at least a foul on Tiffany Hayes, if not a flagrant.
The league should take notes, too, because there are hard lessons the WNBA can't afford to ignore. First, the officiating. Blown calls happen in every sport, but when they repeatedly impact crucial moments or seem to favor certain players, it becomes a serious problem. A professional league can't allow this level of inconsistency and still expect respect. Second, the disciplinary system. Carrington didn't earn her reputation by accident. The league let too much slide, eye pokes, flagrant hits, and post-game antics, without real consequences. Had the WNBA enforced its standards earlier, this situation might never have spiraled. Finally, the trust gap. Fans are starting to doubt whether wins are earned fairly. And when karma feels more satisfying than justice, the league has a serious credibility issue on its hands.
Will not. Of course they're rescinding the fouls. That's what this league does. All right? Look, people can tell the difference between physical play and dirty play. And now there's a laundry list of evidence. Look, at this point, DiJonai Carrington should have been suspended, fined multiple times over. Of course they will. Now we're gonna hit you with a flagrant, and then behind the scenes we're cool. We're cool. We're gonna rescind the flagrant.
And let's be real, the shadow of Caitlin Clark looms large over all of this. You can't talk about Carrington's downfall without mentioning the moment that started it all, the infamous eye poke back in September 2024. That was the origin of this storm, one of the ugliest plays of the year. What made it worse was the league's silence. No flagrant, no fine, no statement. Just a superstar rookie poked in the face during a heated game and left to deal with it on her own. And what did Clark do? She took the high road. She didn't complain or escalate. She defended Carrington's intent and stayed focused on the game. That's why Caitlin Clark has become the WNBA's ultimate fan favorite, not just because of her record-breaking stats or viral highlights, but because she consistently shows poise when the league refuses to protect her. Now look at the contrast. Caitlin Clark responded to a cheap shot with class. DiJonai Carrington responded to criticism with excuses and more aggression. One player built admiration and loyalty. The other built resentment, SO. When Carrington finally got hit with a blatantly bad call, fans didn't see it as injustice. They saw it as poetic balance. It didn't make up for what happened to Clark, but it felt like the universe was sending a message. That one moment, Carrington getting called for doing absolutely nothing wrong, felt like everything coming full circle. Clark had to eat a no call. Carrington had to eat a phantom foul. If that's not karma, I don't know what is, and the timing couldn't have been better. This all happened while Caitlin Clark continues to shine, leading the Indiana Fever with grace, toughness, and next-level basketball IQ. She's become the face of the league because she elevates the game on and off the court. Meanwhile, Carrington is out here dragging the league's image through the mud and paying the price. The visual couldn't be clearer. While one player builds a legacy, the other burns bridges. If the WNBA is smart, it'll take this moment to reflect on the kind of culture it wants moving forward. Because at the end of the day, this wasn't just about a blown call. It was about a league trying to grow, a fan base demanding accountability, and a player learning the hard way that dirty play eventually comes back to bite you. DiJonai Carrington's reputation finally caught up with her. And the result was a moment that felt like justice, not just for Caitlin Clark, but for every fan who's been waiting for the league to finally open its eyes.